Today I will give you a few exercises for apnea walking. I did one video about apnea walking in the past. If you haven't seen it, the link to it is going to be in the description below. But basically apnea walking is a form of dry training when you hold your breath and walk. You can measure your breath hold using the timer or you can just count your steps. I prefer the second option. Also, there are two options for how to do recovery breathing. You can stop and do your recovery breathing, or you can keep walking while you're doing your recovery. Let's start with the CO2 table. Like the CO2 table for static, you take 50% of your maximum and repeat it 6-8 times, gradually decreasing the recovery time between attempts. If you don't know your maximum, if you're just starting with apnea walking, then just take something easy for the first try. Here is an example. This is apnea walking CO2 table based on the maximum 1 minute breath hold, 1 minute apnea walking breath hold. So you can do 7 repetitions. Each breath hold is going to be 30 seconds. And then relaxation breathing between these breath holds starts from 2 minutes, then 1:45, 1:30, 1:15, 1 minute 45 seconds, and the last one is 30 seconds. You can modify everything in this table, such as breath hold time or recovery time or amount of repetitions. For example, here are a couple of modified CO2 tables. Here's the one modification of the classical CO2 table. In this case, we starting our relaxation breathing not from 2 minutes as in the last table, but from 1:30. So it makes the whole table slightly more difficult. Next one is 1:20, 1:10, 1 minute, 50 seconds, 40 seconds, and again the last one is 30 seconds. So this table is going to be slightly harder compared to the previous one. Here is another option. So in this case we're starting in the same way. We do a relaxation breathing for 1:30, breath hold for 30 seconds, then we reduce relaxation breathing each time 10 seconds. But then when we reach 30 seconds, and this is the hardest part of this CO2 table, then we're going to repeat the same breath hold a couple of more times. So we're going to do one time relaxation breathing 30 seconds and breath hold for 30 seconds, second time and third time exactly the same, 30 seconds relaxation breathing, 30 seconds breath hold. Another version of CO2 table is a little bit more advanced. It is a one breath CO2 table. Again, as in static, you hold your breath for a short time while walking, then stop holding, exhale, inhale and walk again. You can repeat it up to 10 times. If you choose a time that is too hard, you can do 2 or 3 exhales, inhales between your breath holds. Or if you select a time that is too easy, then the next time just add 5 seconds. Next, O2 table, classical version. Again, the same approach as in static. You do 6-8 breath holds, but this time keeping the recovery the same and gradually increase the breath hold time. Here is an example. This is a apnea walking O2 table, classical version. So here is a opposite from CO2 table. Our relaxation breathing stays the same. It's relatively long time. We want to have a fully recovery, and then the breath hold time is gradually increasing. Let's say start from 10 seconds and 20 seconds, 30, 40, 50, 1 minute, 1 minute 10. Same as with CO2 table, you can modify everything in this table as well. When you figure out your max time or near max time, then you can do 3 repetitions of 70-80% of your max. The relaxation breathing between such holds should be long enough to recover fully. Regardless of the table, it would be helpful if you constantly monitor your relaxation before the breath hold and during the breath hold. Constantly check that your facial muscles are relaxed, your neck, shoulders, your arms, all the muscles should be relaxed. Otherwise, you will spend more oxygen and produce more CO2. How often to do apnea walking? The same approach as with any other training. The harder your training session, the longer time you need to recover between such sessions. And if the training sessions are super easy, super light, then you can train it every day or even twice per day. And if you don't know how to plan, how to structure your training sessions, let's say for a month, if you need someone with experience, I do provide online coaching sessions where I making your own personal training plans, and we also have a Zoom sessions each week, and also I give you feedback about your own technique if you send me your footage. If you want to learn more about online coaching, check out the link in the description below.